Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about dating or marrying Filipinas that has children and what you should be aware of before you get involved. So grab your beer, pull your seat up, and let's talk about it. All right, so my advice to you is when you start talking to some of these women online or dating sites, which I don't advise you do, or even if you meet them in the Philippines, and you start seeing this relationship going somewhere, you need to ask them as bluntly as possible, do you have any children? Because a lot of them will tell you no, and they do have children. But they don't want to scare you off. They're going to wait till they get their claws in you, they get a hold of you, they throw that thing on you, rock your world 3 or 4 months. And then out of the blue, you're going to find out they got children. It's common in the Philippines for young women to have kids, and they'll take them back to their mothers or their aunts. Somebody in the family will raise a kid, and they'll never know who their real mother. They'll always think that their real mother is really their grandmother's really their real mother, and they won't know that who they think's their sister is really their mother. And I know that I experienced that from my ex-wife. She's like, "You see that little girl right there?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "That's not her mother. That's her grandmother. She thinks that's her mother." Really? Yeah. Yeah, that's her grandmother. She thinks that's her sister. That's her mother. Now, this girl's 10, 12 years old. She still don't know that's her mother. It's common. It's common in the Philippines. And I know a guy on a Facebook group that got involved with this beautiful woman. She's about 32 years old, I'm guessing. I don't know the exact age. He's in his 60s. And he went over there, moved in, retired, moved down there. She moved in. She didn't have no kids. They had no kids. And about 6 months down the road, he found out she had one. She didn't tell him because she said, I guess what they do is they don't cross that bridge till they get to it. They're not going to tell you anything that's going to scare you. They wait till they get a hold of you. And she said she had a kid. Then it come find out she had 2 kids. As far as I know, I ain't talked to him in a long time. I guess he's still living there because he act like he accepted it. So now it's her, him, and 2 kids he's taking care of. But he didn't think she had any kids. So you need to ask these women. I don't know what you want. Some of you might want, maybe some of you don't have kids and you want a woman that's got a kid or two that you can share their life with. If you love kids, I don't know. But if you don't, if it's going to be a problem, have you ever had a baby come out your vajayjay? Have you ever spit one out? Am I going to find out down the road you got any kids? Because if I find out you're lying, I'm gone. You need to tell me the truth. I mean, it's simple because I'm telling you, a lot of these women, I mean, I ain't going to say a lot. Some of these women will tell you they don't have kids, and they do, then you find out later on. I was kind of curious about that with my ex-wife. She knew that I couldn't have kids. When I married her, I told her, And I told her I had a vasectomy. I couldn't have no kids. And then later on, she started talking about maybe adopting one of her sister's little girls. And she was real close to her when we was down there. And I never did ask. I don't know. I didn't really think about it till later. But she's talking about adopting that little girl. Beautiful. I mean, she's absolutely beautiful little girl. I don't know what she looked like now. She's about 5 or 6 years old. She was just beautiful. Beautiful little girl. One of the beautiful. I would post a picture, but I ain't going to do it because she's a minor. But then I got to wondering, I wonder if that might be her daughter. Maybe it was. Maybe her sister raised her daughter for her. I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, you need to make sure. You need to make sure because it's common. It's not uncommon. I guarantee you can ask any families down there, any Philippines, do you know anybody that's raised somebody else's daughter that lives on another island. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm telling you, it's pretty common. So you need to find out. Second of all, if they've got kids, there's a good chance they've been married. You know, not everybody that's got kids has been married. You know, a lot of young girls have kids out of wedlock when they're young. You know, we all make mistakes. They get some horny little boy, get talked into doing it, whatever. You know, and they get pregnant. But most of them, you know, if they got kids, they've been married. So that's the situation I talked to about in my last video. You know, you get involved with a married woman, that's adultery in the Philippines. You can watch that video. I ain't gonna get in depth about it, but it's illegal, and you can get arrested for being with a woman that's married. So you need to find out if she's got kids. You need to find out if she's been married, legally married. So as for the cinema. Second thing about getting involved with a woman with kids, this has got a lot to do whether you live in the Philippines or the United States. When I was growing up in the United States, I'd be somewhere around the neighborhood and I'd do some shit I wasn't supposed to do. The neighbors seen me. If they seen me walk around in the garden tearing shit up or whatever, they'd come out there and spank my ass, send me home, and get on the phone and say, hey, I'm sending your son home. He'd walk around in my garden on top of my stuff. I spanked his ass. He's on his way home. I said, oh, okay, well, that's all right. We'll take care of it. And then when I got home, I got my ass spanked again. Well, it don't work like that in the Philippines. You get killed over there doing that shit. I'm going to tell you, you don't discipline nobody's kids over there. I don't care if you see them climbing up a telephone pole with wires hanging off, arcing. Don't yell at them kids to get off that pole unless you want a lot of trouble. They got this thing about saving face over there. You don't embarrass and holler at nobody. I don't care if they're wrong or right. I don't care if you're trying to save their life. Just let them climb, let them go. Just turn your back, walk on, let it go. Because, you know, I know you think you're trying to help these kids. You know, you're trying to be a good person, civilian. Look out for somebody's kids. You holler at somebody else's kids, even if you see them doing something dangerous, that can start a lot of trouble. And if your wife's got kids, you ain't gonna discipline her kids. Okay? They do bad at school or get in trouble, and you're like, I'm gonna take your Xbox away, I'm gonna do it. You ain't gonna embarrass that kid do it to a Filipino kid. They don't do the same thing as we do. You're just gonna have to stay the hell out of it. So if you can't deal with it, don't get involved with a woman in the Philippines with kids. Now, if you bring her back to your country, where it's just you, her, and the kids, you might be able to do a little bit more discipline. But you don't go over and discipline nobody's kids, even if you're trying to protect them. Just let them fry on that damn pole, hit the ground, just mind your own damn business, because it ain't good. Another thing, as far as dating a Filipina, in the Philippines now, if she's got minor children, you can't be alone with minor children in the Philippines unless you're blood related, okay? So, I seen this guy, he used to have a YouTube channel. I seen him again under another name, and I can't remember what it was. I lost it, and I couldn't find him. But I used to watch some of his videos. He's got 3 kids. I'm guessing they all under 10 from a Filipina. He lives there. And he was talking about some guy on there, pedophile or something, with some girl underage, 16, 17 or something. I can't remember now. But anyway, before he started, he said he was walking down the road with his 3 kids, and the cop stopped him. Said, are them your children? They're like, yeah, them my kids. Let them go. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's illegal to be with a minor in the Philippines if they're not blood related. So if your girlfriend or wife or whatever has got some kids, they're not yours. I don't care if you're the stepdad or the boyfriend or what. If she's got a 15-year-old daughter, like, hey, we need to go down the store, get some more rice, some more bread, whatever. I'm gonna need a little help. We're gonna have 5 or 6 bags. I might need you to help me carry a bag or two. You go down the store, and this cop stops you and say, hey, is that your girlfriend? You're like, no, I ain't my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend's daughter. I can take your ass to jail. And if they hadn't been his kids, they could have took his ass to jail. Because you don't know what kind of mood that cop's in. You don't know if that cop's wife left him for a foreigner. He might hate every damn white man in the world, and he's looking for any excuse to arrest one. You don't know. But I can tell you this, if you with minors and the parent's not around, the mother's not around, or the adult family member's not around, it's illegal. And they do that to to protect the minors in the Philippines, because, there's a lot of sick people, there's a lot of pedophiles, Go down there and, there's some sick people in this fucking world. They do some stupid shit, crazy shit. There's messed up people in this world. And I kind of understand that law to an extent, I think if you're married to a Filipina, it shouldn't be so strict. I don't know. I mean, I understand why they're doing it. But anyway, if you're alone with a minor, you can be reported, If you're walking down the road with a 14-year-old girl or boy, if somebody sees it and you're white, like me, with a big old white beard, you're walking down with a little Filipina girl, about 12, 13 years old, walking down the road, they can report it, say, hey, this foreigner's walking around this young girl. They come find you and stop you. If that ain't your little girl, if she ain't your blood, they take your ass to jail. Now, I don't know what the penalty is for that. I ain't looked for it. But I did look up the laws about being with a minor in the Philippines. All I could find was, pedophiles having sex and stuff. And I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about being alone with a minor. That's illegal. So that's something you got to worry about. And I understand. I'm going to show you a little, if I figure out which one it is, I'm going to show you this. You might be interested in this. I ain't going to give it away. It's about an hour long. It's a documentary. This is the reason why there's laws like this, for people like this right here. This man, I think he's 73 years old, and he tells his family he's married a 23-year-old Filipina. And his daughter, I think, is a film director or something, makes little movies, something, documentaries or something. She made a good one. You guys might be interested in this. But anyway, so they all got on a plane to go to the wedding in the Philippines. He ends up taking her to Hong Kong and get married. And her father goes. Come to find out, this girl ain't 23. She's 17. And he'd been with her since she was 16. And his father goes with him to Hong Kong to sign a release form for her to get married, because even if a parent gives consent in the Philippines, they still have to be 18 years or older to get married, with or without consent. I mean, you can't get married unless you're 18. So they took her to the nearest country, which is Hong Kong, to get married. And while they was there filling out the paperwork, his daughter, the 73-year-old daughter's 40-something, I'm guessing, maybe 45, looks over his shoulder while they're doing the paperwork and finds out that girl's 17 years old. She's not 23. He's a pedophile. So I'm gonna show you this right here. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. Family Secrets. My stepmom could be younger than me. Family documentary. It's 57 minutes. This guy right here, he's 73 years old, and that girl right there, she's actually 17 and was 16. And she confronted him about it. I ain't gonna tell you the whole thing. I didn't let you watch it. I'm gonna let that go. So, but that's why those laws are there. You can't be with a minor unless you're blood in the Philippines. There's one more thing I want to cover with you. I'm going to get off here. It's 2:56 a.m. in the morning. I've been wide open all day on my little businesses, but I'm trying to make one video a week. I've been so busy, I've been having to do this late at night. So I'm gonna try to release this. Try to release this when I get up today. There's one more reason you need to be cautious when you this is really when you marry a Filipina. Now, I can't speak on all countries because every country's got different laws. All I can speak on is the United States. If you bring a Filipina to the United States and you sponsor her, okay, you have to sign a form and be approved that you are capable of supporting the person you're bringing to this country. So, and I know quite a few guys that's married, brought a woman to this country under a K-1 visa, married them, and they've had children, and they brought their child or two children. I know a couple guys married a woman that had two children, and you have to be responsible for them for 10 years, okay? So if she comes over here, and shit hits the fan, and it don't work out after a couple years, and she leaves, and she has to go get food stamps, help from the government for living expenses and place to live and all that stuff, you pay for it. You have to reimburse the government. It says right here, I ain't gonna read the whole thing. Affidavit of support is legally enforceable contract, and the sponsor's responsibility usually lasts until the family member or the other individual either becomes a U.S. citizen or is credited with 40 quarters of work, usually 10 years. So if you bring a woman to the United States like I did, and it don't work out like it didn't for me, it didn't work out for me either. So I'm talking about myself. I'm legally responsible for her for 10 years. And if she'd have had a child or two children, I'd have been responsible for all three of them. For their school lunches, for if she had to get government help, she couldn't make enough money to survive, her housing, whatever. I'd be responsible for 10 years even though I'm not with her. Fortunately for me, we split up about a year and I filed for divorce. And she didn't contest it. And about 3 months later, she was remarried and had a baby on the way. Now, once she got remarried, I was cleared. I got lucky. I was thankful she got married. I'm happy for her. I guess she's got a baby now. I mean, I guess the baby's probably a year old, I guess. I ain't really thought about it. But I was thankful, you know, because I was worried. I was like, oh, my God, I still got another probably 8 years. Like, if she don't make it, she needs help, you're responsible for it. You got to reimburse the government. If they get government help, you sign that affidavit right there of support that you're going to care for that person, that you're financially responsible for that person while they're in the United States for at least 10 years. And the children too. So that's something else you got to think about. My advice, personally, you know, I ain't gonna go into detail. I wouldn't bring no woman from another country to my country. Okay? I ain't gonna get in on that detail. But you got a better chance of not working out if you bring her to your country. If you marry a Filipina, you better keep her in the Philippines. Because you're the prize in the Philippines. If you marry a woman in Nicaragua, you better keep her ass in Nicaragua. Once you bring that young woman over your country, she's the damn prize. She don't need your ass no more. So, anyway, I'm going to get off that. I ain't going to get back into that shit. I'll be talking forever, and it's getting late. So listen, guys, this is all just a heads up. I know guys that's married women with children, didn't have no problem whatsoever. Still married to them. that's here in the United States and in the Philippines. They ain't had no problem. I'm just telling you the situation you can't get into. So you'll have a heads up so you'll know. I don't want you to go in blind. Ain't nobody fucking tell me this shit. You bring her over there and you bring her kid over, or 2 kids, then you find out, 2 years later it don't work out. Then you end up having to reimburse the government for all the help she's getting for housing and food stamps and everything else, because you're going to pay it back. You're responsible. You signed a document. So be careful with that. I mean, I've heard a bunch of good stories. I've heard a bunch of horror stories. I seen on one of these YouTube channels the other day, this man was married to a woman for 7 years, found out she cheated, got talking to her. He done bought a $200,000 house in the Philippines. They was going to retire there. She was in the United States. He brought her over to the United States. Got a $200,000 house in the Philippines. That's where they was going to go when he retired. She told him, I don't love you. I never did love you. I just came here for the visa. He said, I never seen it coming. I never seen it. I thought she loved me. I still think she loves me. But she said she didn't love me. She was just with me for the visa. She got her visa and found somebody else and left him. So, I mean, you don't really never know none of these women. So, now I know all of you are going to say, well, my woman's different. She's different. I'm telling you what. A woman can do shit you wouldn't think she could do. I know. I've been to the Philippines. I slept with so many women in Nicaragua in 1 month, probably more than most of y'all slept in your whole life. I'll tell you right now, a woman lay down with you, make you think you the greatest fucking person in the world for a few dollars. Don't underestimate a woman. Make you feel like you're a damn king to get what they want. Especially if they're in a desperate situation. They live in a damn hut on top of a damn mountain. Ain't got nothing but a pound of rice to eat a day for them and their whole family. She'll do it. She'll make you think. She'll throw stuff on you that you ain't seen it on Pornhub. She'll do it. She got more tricks than damn Houdini. If you don't think she can do it, she can do it to get what she needs for survival. So y'all guys keep your eyes open. Be aware of what's going on. Do some research before you go over there. Don't just get on these damn groups, find a woman, take off, fly over, because you don't know what you're getting into. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take my little skinny ass to bed. I can't hardly open my eyes up. I guess you can see that. It's late. Like I said, I'm not trying to belittle anybody, any woman of any culture, any country. I'm just trying to make you aware of the laws and situations you could get yourself in. That men do, that happens to them. They get in their situation. There's been a man arrested for being with women that was married and separated for years and years and years. They went to jail for it. And men went to jail for being around children that there wasn't theirs, that's minors. So just be cautious what you're doing. Make sure you know what you want before you go over. You need to know what you want before you even get started. Make a decision. If you don't want a woman with kids, when you start talking to these women, you find out they got kids. If that ain't what you want, you need to break it off right. Because once you get your feelings involved, and she starts sending you all these dirty pics and videos of her laying in the bed and promising what she's gonna do to you every morning, you start losing your damn mind, and you don't care if you got kids or not. So before you let it go too far, make your mind up of what you're willing to deal with. All right, guys, that's all I got. Listen, take care of yourself. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up, share it, hit that notification bell. Until next time, folks, God bless.